Check it. Oh, I think I got the fever. I'm heated. Pumping up the meter.
Today we're talking about magic water.
Waterbending.
Avatar, the last Airbender.
Live actions.
In general. So we decided to dress up, as you can see. My name is Saka.
My name is
spelled with an Aka.
Katara, spelled with a K.
It was like rock, yeah.
Welcome back to the PIPIN HOT podcast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's the PIPIN HOT podcast.
Wild.
I forgot for like a little bit. I was all caught up in like the Avatar thing.
I was waiting for you to I was like, I don't know if he's going to do it.
I am going to do it. So sorry. Welcome to the PIPIN HOT podcast, everybody. You know what's not PIPIN HOT?
Live action.
Live action adaptations.
Live action
are just
adaptations.
not asked for.
Okay. I will say maybe 5% of live action adaptations are actually good.
You know what? Okay, look. I think we have to prefix. There are, like, you know, subjective and opinions that like certain things and whatever that are live action. There are some that are good. It's just...
There's a lot that's not.
And you know why? It's because a live action adaptation is very rarely made with the intention of making something because they love the craft. It's often made just to make the money out of the actual IP that's already in existence.
Agreed.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
Like, think about it this way. You know Avatar the Blue People?
Yes.
Guy made it because he had a story he wanted to make. And he crafted it and he put a lot of love and attention into that. Now...
Granted, that's just blue people Pocahontas.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
Now... But he did a good job because he likes the thing he's making.
If you don't think about it, it's a good movie.
100%. Now, looking at something like, what's a good one? Fast and Furious, like number, I don't know what. At some point, it's not so much about the story anymore. And at some point, it's because we want to make 10 movies.
Because we want to make 10 movies about cars and explosions.
Exactly.
And family.
And like, not to throw shade on that, but it does affect stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A key example for me would be, have you watched the live action One Piece?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. I think it really sells itself well because they kind of brought that sort of anime kind of vibe into it.
They did. They tried really, really hard.
Yeah.
I think you can feel that they tried really, really hard. Yeah. Especially with like the sets and they built like all the ships and stuff.
But I also know for a fact that the creator of One Piece, everything, literally he was the highest person everything had to go through. Right. If he didn't like it, it wasn't 100%. Being done.
But you can feel, I mean, there's a lot of things that, like, I'm not a big One Piece guy, but there are people who do love One Piece that have told me that, look, there have been some changes, but the thing is the characters react to them the same way. So they feel the same, which is cool. Yeah.
They didn't exactly be like, yeah, no,
we're doing our own thing.
He's a brave boy now.
They've when I think about it, right, I want to go back to some sacrilege here. The first Avatar movie that they made, they just had random stuff in it. I was like, ooh, okay, what's going on here?
They were like, we don't need anything else but people bending elements.
Yeah, and like M. Night Shyamalan was like, no, I've never seen it. And we were like, what do you mean? You never see it? Dude, you're making a movie on it. It's like, don't need to see it to make a movie on it. And like, I feel like it's the prerequisite to make a movie on it.
And you know what makes me so mad is M. Night Shyamalan, really, his movies either really, really hit or really, really don't.
It's like hit or miss.
It's like proper hit or miss. He makes some really good bangers.
Yeah, like those ones were really received well. What was it called? Split.
I mean, I really enjoyed Signs back in the day. The new movie Old is pretty good.
I also liked Signs. I haven't watched Old. Old looked weird.
Old is pretty good, but I really like the actor. I think his name is Alex Wolff. He is in Hereditary. I like both of them. Yeah.
He was wild.
Yeah.
But so I think I don't think he's a terrible like director. He's a director.
But
it was a poor
they're
decision.
Not all bangers.
It was a poor decision. Very clearly, I mean, the movie flopped. It was a very poor decision to decide to just do your own thing, you know.
I will admit, I have seen a lot of people agree that his version of Princess Yue is better than the live action.
You know
version of
why?
Princess Yue. And this is not to bash any of the actors that are in the live action Avatar. They are very, we're not saying they're ugly people and stuff, but they were just not right. And they were done dirty with wigs. They were done dirty with costumes. They were just done dirty.
I'll be very honest that it's totally on the actor that Yue was perfect. But perfect because... Like, even her outfit was different to classic Yue.
Yeah.
It's just,
But
she had the right look.
She looked more
spoke
natural.
the right way, yeah.
It just looked like it came naturally
to her. It felt
to her.
like Yue. Like, it was like, as a soccer fan, like, when you see that scene, you're like, oh, I get why he was like, wow.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I mean? Because even you're like, yo, look at her eyes. Look at her. Wow. You know what I mean? Like, she was quite breathtaking, I won't lie. So, I wonder if she's still acting today. I'm pretty sure she is.
I don't know.
But yeah, I think that's the main take. I mean, not to say that he didn't have good things in his film. Like, a lot of people hate on Dev Patel when he played Zuko in that thing.
Oof, but I love Dev Patel.
But I was about to say, like, as
he's
much,
got a new movie coming up with Jordan Peele.
the
It
monkey,
looks so
the Monkey Man
good.
one.
Oh,
that Monkey Man one looks amazing.
Oh, it looks so good.
I'm so excited.
You cannot go wrong with Jordan Peele. You cannot go wrong with Dev Patel.
So the thing
is,
I think Dev Patel is a fantastic actor. I think he just wasn't like done well in that movie.
Yeah, and I think maybe that's the same thing for the live action Avatar people now. Is they are being held back by the writing.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault.
Not 100% their fault. They are being held back by the writing. But some of them, I look at them and I'm like, but why were you cast though?
Like the things, I love Dev Patel, and I would have been fine with him being the Zuko and stuff if like they did the whole ponytail.
Yeah.
Whatever. I would have been okay with it. I think the thing that was a bit weird for me was that they took the idea of nation very racistly serious.
Yeah.
And they just made like all the people in the Fire Nation just Indian, and I was like,
but
hold on.
They're not even though.
I was
in the
like,
series.
I was like, that's a little weird, man. It feels like you're pushing an agenda, Mr. Shyamalan. That was a bad idea. That was a really, really bad idea.
I mean,
like, I don't like it.
If they were gonna push the race thing, I feel like it should have been swapped. The Fire Nation and the Water Tribe should have been swapped.
100%, because it felt weird. It felt so
really
weird. It was very, very like, what is happening? Yeah. I mean, I get why though. The only reason why I understand the wanting to put Indian culture in it is because there are a lot of Indian elements.
Yeah, there is a lot of Indian culture. There's a lot of Asian culture. There's a lot of Inuit culture.
There's a lot of cool mixes. The idea of rebirth, the idea of chakras, the idea all of that stuff. Yeah,
all of that stuff is there, but wild.
It wasn't the right movie. It was. You know what? Okay, shame.
Wild.
I feel like before I say this, I have to say, because I want to talk about the Dragon Ball live action. But obviously, we all know it's really sad that Akira Toriyama has passed. And he left us with some amazing stuff. But fun fact...
But not Dragon Ball, the live action. Not Dragon Ball Evolution.
Fun fact, Akira made Super because he was offended by what happened with Evolution. Like, he was so offended that the first thing he wrote right after that was Dragon Ball Super... what is it? Battle of Gods.
I would be big mad as well.
He made the Battle of Gods movie.
I would be.
He was legit like, I can't stand this.
I would be so mad if they just had to.
Whoa! That was. I mean, I can imagine. Like, he probably looked at it and he's like, "What is this?"
I'd be like, "What have you guys done?"
It was. I remember being excited for the movie. I don't know if I didn't watch the trailers or what was the story, but I remember being seriously disappointed while watching. I was like, "What is happening? Why is he in high school?
What in the going on here?
Why is Chi-Chi in his high school? And like, why does the capsule things look like Transformers? Like, you press it and it like folds out." And I was like, what is happening? I was so confused, man. Piccolo didn't look like Piccolo at all.
Man,
it was very out there, very, very weird. I mean, I think they were just trying to make their own thing. And also, I think back then, a lot of adaptations weren't very faithful to the originals.
But that's... I don't get why. I get it if you want to make... I don't know how to explain it. If this live action... I keep going back to this live action Avatar. I get it.
That's why we're wearing the outfits.
I get it if you want to make something live action from a very beloved universe.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But then make something different.
So
Make something. No one will complain if you give them more content in the universe.
So you see, that's my thing.
No one will complain
whenever
about
we
that.
complain about small things in shows and movies and whatever like this, and people say it can't be exactly the same, or
We're
don't
not
be
asking for it
ridiculous.
to be shot by shot.
Some people even say things like give it a chance and watch it as its own thing. My thing is that if you wanted to watch it as its own thing, why did you make something that already exists?
Facts.
Because if you wanted us to watch it separately to something that exists, make something separate.
Make something separate.
Because I mean, I understand what you're trying to say. Give it a fair shake. Give it its good like chance or whatever, and watch it separately. Take it in as its own thing. I understand why you're saying that. The thing is, you're naming it the same thing. It's got the same characters. It's got the same story. It's not something separate.
It's not something
you know?
separate.
So when you change something fundamental in it, it's gonna offend people. Rather just make something new in the same universe. I mean, think about it. You know how like the what's this? Harry Potter is getting a new HBO series, right? I'm not a big fan of that because I'm very connected to what we've already watched and stuff. And I feel like there will be agendas and changes that they're going to push, which is becoming a norm in like making new stuff today. Today, there's no passion in making things as we enjoyed them with a little slight twist or whatever. In today's day, we're going to say, you know what, this character, they're going to be like this now. They love doing that now.
Yeah.
Thing.
They're almost making everybody PC.
Yeah, and it's not going to be fun, to be honest, but my always example is imagine they made this new one and they went to anybody who loves the idea of Harry Potter. Because let's be honest, as much as it is for new people, the whole point of making an IP, of remaking an IP that already exists, is that it's a guaranteed money seller because people love it.
Yes, but I mean that's a perfect example is the Hogwarts game. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's in the same universe as Harry Potter. You don't even hear about Harry Potter in that game.
You don't hear about it. He's not even alive at this point.
Everyone loved it because it's more content for the Harry Potter universe.
It works. It really works. I mean, it sounds whack, right? But the thing is, if I told you that no, Hermione's not going to be the smart one anymore, it's going to be Ron. Immediately, that's going to offend everybody because they'll be like, no, they have a specific dynamic. Why are they changing?
But why though?
For what reason?
Yeah.
And the thing is, they're like, no, because it's a different take on the initial idea or whatever.
But then change everything.
Then rather just make your own story at that point. You know? Why are you connecting it to something and then, like you said,
change it. If you want to make Hermione not the smart one, you want to make Ron the main character and stuff, but then you need to change everything. You can't now keep Snape the same. You can't keep Harry Potter the same. You have to change everything because everyone's dynamic is going to change.
100%. It can't even be the same story. Like
it can't even be the same story.
At this point, it's like what do they call it in DC? Like it's an Elseworld story now.
Yeah.
At this point, it's an Elseworld because the thing is, it's like you can't just change fundamental things and expect people just to accept. Because like you see, here's my thing. When Netflix wanted to make this live-action Avatar, guaranteed a motivating factor was that the original show was so popular and made so much money
that 16 years later, people are still talking about it. People
are still talking about it, watching it, cosplaying it, rewatching it. Because it's just got such rewatchability. There's books released, like books. That is one of the motivating factors that it was made. It's not because let's make a new show and this is a fantastic idea to make it.
Yes.
The idea was this sells.
Let's sell it more.
Ride on that and make it again.
Yes.
That's why it was made. You cannot tell me otherwise.
I also don't believe in this whole thing of, no, we're just rejuvenating it for the current generation.
Oh, that's rubbish.
I don't believe in that.
That is rubbish.
I don't believe in that.
You know why that's rubbish? It's because even if that's the case and like you wanted to appeal to the current generation, show them the growth into what you want them to be.
Yes.
You gotta have that, man, because
yes.
I think that was the beauty of it, even as watching it as a kid, the Avatar show, the original Avatar show, is that it spoke up to us as kids, Yes. It didn't treat us like kids. It told us about really deep, topics and emotions and growth and flaws and and in doing so it's teaching you that it's okay if you're not a great person. There's room for growth.
Yes. Yes.
Be open to it.
Yes.
And that's a beautiful thing. Like I think there was someone I watched on an interview and he said it was Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill was saying the reason why he loved doing, because he did Ozai's voice. He was Pilot Ozai's voice in the original show, and when he did it, he said to them that when he read the script, he says, "Yeah, I'll do it, but it's going to get cancelled after one season." And his reasoning for why he thought it was going to get cancelled after one season is because it was too smart. he said people don't like to run smart things.
Yeah.
They want to give like dumb stuff that, you know, people will just intake.
People are just going to look at.
But it didn't get received like that. Everyone loved it because it was so brilliant. And if you take out all those elements that make it smart, then you're just making it a dumb content again. And that's a problem.
I feel like that's what they did with the live action. They...
NANI?
Now, of all times. He's like looking at me like this. Oh, God.
I feel like they dumbed it down.
I agree. I feel like, so I haven't watched the main show. I've only seen scenes and stuff. But my reasoning for not watching it, and people always say like, oh, form your own opinion or whatever. But from what I've seen, obviously, and what I've heard and whatever, there are elements that I know that if I watch it, I'll just be getting mad at it.
Yeah.
It's a type of thing where like people say, if you don't like it, don't watch it.
It's a
So I'm not gonna watch it because I don't want that.
As someone who did watch it, it was painful to watch because every time I was like, but that's not how it happened.
You see,
that's not how it happened.
That's not what you
that's
want
not how
to
it happened.
experience. Yeah, you want to experience something that, wow, that's
And
a cool way of doing things.
Don't get me wrong, VFX were great.
Yeah,
fight
I've heard
scenes
the
were great.
VFX were
The
excellent.
fight scenes were great. Cinematography, great. Absolutely great.
They say the fire looks so good.
If they had spent that energy on something else, it would have been an amazing show.
Yeah.
Amazing show.
I mean, there was nothing stopping them from like, you know what would have been cool? You know how there's like these new books and comics and whatever they release?
Yeah.
Make a show on those.
Make those live
There's nothing there's nothing that will make us be like, no, but that's not how it went. That's not this person's character. It's a totally different part of the medium. That would have been awesome. I think stuff like that is really cool, you know?
I know Avatar Studios is making a new series.
Yes.
But we've had Korra, so now we've had Aang, we've had Korra. Make the live action the next Avatar.
The next one.
The next Avatar. And then alternate it with Avatar Studios.
Yeah.
The following one is animated, the following one is live action, the following one is animated.
I'm so glad you brought that up because I know that some people don't like having to jump between like, you know, live actions and cartoons and stuff to like keep updated, but it works really well.
It works really well.
It works really well because you don't damage
what's already there.
Yeah. So like one of my things is I love Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
And Star Wars has been doing that ever since the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
They've been having certain parts of the stories in animation and certain parts of the story in live action. But even though there are certain different ideas and takes and whatever, it feels natural. Like even Ahsoka's character in the live action is a bit different to later because she's older. She's been through it, you know? She's a bit PTSD, do you know what I mean? So like, it works really, really well. So I think you're onto something there. If they made the next one, like instead of doing this live action and they made the next Avatar or like a previous Avatar. That would have been awesome. Like a whole story on like Kyoshi.
Yes.
Because they seem to love Kyoshi a lot in this live action. I don't know what that's about.
Well, they can't do it now because they pretty much made this whole season 1 about Kyoshi.
Not really sure what that's about. Like apparently, like in this live action, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but apparently in this live action, they're painting Kyoshi as this hero.
Yeah.
And like we all know if we watched the actual show, she was a bit hardcore.
She was
like, yeah, I killed him.
But they painted her as this super like amazing hero. She saved the world, blah, blah, blah. But when Aang meets her, wow, she's like, whoa! Because she's like, it's like a complete 180 of what you expected her to be, like what they were painting her like.
Oh, that's okay. At least that's the case. Because she was like, she's aggressive.
Yeah, no, she was mad aggressive. I was kind of surprised when she pitched up for the first time, and I was like, oh, but this is nothing like what you guys were trying to make her out to be.
Oh, wow.
You guys were trying to make her out to be like a peacemaker.
Now it sounds like they're a little bit confused as to what they wanted her to be.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that would have been cool. A Yang Chen. You know what would have been a really good one? I think a Kuruk. Like live action would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Because Avatar Kuruk has a very like tragedy story.
I mean, you know what would even be great? Avatar 1 story.
Oh, Avatar 1 in live action would have been
so great
amazing.
to do live action.
You know that would have been so good.
don't even touch the Korra stuff.
Because the thing is, we've seen
do Avatar 1 stuff
in a bit of Korra, but it was very like short bits.
It was very like, okay, this is just like a little bit of backstory.
Yeah, it would be cool to see all of that.
I think that would translate to live action really well.
I also think so. I think that would have been, and the special effects on that would have been wild.
And it's got a lot more darker tones, darker themes.
Yeah, I think that would have been quite cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. To be honest, even if they made Korra, I think it would translate really well.
Again, because it's darker themes, it's darker tones, it's a lot more grown up. It's the grown up Avatar they made Aang into.
Yeah. So, you know why Avatar: The Legend of Korra would have made a better better story.
A better option.
A better option to do live action is because each season has a villain, has their own story. So you can release it seasonally, right?
Yeah.
And on top of that, it would work extremely, extremely well because then you don't have to worry about, we have to get all this done so that can fit in the next season.
Yes. It's almost like you put everything one season and it's done.
Yeah.
Done is done.
Yeah, and that even then, if they like decide that no, it's not doing very well, whatever, cancel. You're not canceling halfway through the story.
You're not cancelling halfway through, so people are like, and then?
Yeah.
And then?
Exactly. Each one has an antithesis. And it would just, and also it's a bit more modern, so it's easier to do the sets and stuff.
Yeah.
I think it would work really, really well.
And I think because the characters are older, you can work with older themes, more mature themes.
Yeah.
Like the show does.
Yeah, because it was like 4 seasons, and like season 1 was Aman, where he could like bloodbend or something. Yeah, bloodbend, and he could like take away bending.
I was about to say, it wasn't the whole thing that he took away bending, which was pretty dang scary.
That was pretty badass. And like,
it's pretty dang scary.
She lost her bending and everything, very spiritual. And the second season was the whole, that one could be like a really good set piece because then they had the whole Vatu.
The spirit world. Yeah.
And then the third season was Zahir. They could really go back to that airbending stuff.
And again, that was a really nice, like, dark character.
And you got to see Tenzin fight in that season.
Yeah.
That was really cool. And they could have really gotten all the airbender stuff they wanted in that one. Because like Zahir does some wild stuff. Some very adult themed stuff.
Very adult themed stuff.
He pulled that lady's air out of her lungs, dude. That was wild. I was like, whoa. That would have worked very well for them, I think.
Right.
And then on top of that, the last one with Kavira would have been like a whole mech kind of like, massive fight and stuff.
I mean, who wouldn't love a live action Kavira?
I think, and like, it would have been really, really well done. I think.
This ma'am is close to my heart.
that would have done. I can tell you for free. Legend of Korra would have translated it excellently to live action.
Facts. But I know for a fact that they are doing season 2 and season 3 of the live action.
Yeah.
Of Lost Airbender. It has been confirmed.
I know that they got it confirmed because of the ages of the people and they want to get it done quickly.
Yeah.
But a part of me believes that, and this is only the part of me that's like biased because I'm not a big fan, but a part of me believes that they're doing that as well because they know that the ratings are currently high because everyone was curious to watch. And before they drop, they said, let's just film everything so that we can release it.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think they like waited for season 1 to drop and they're like, okay, let's continue filming. I think they're almost done filming everything.
Yeah, because I know that a lot of Netflix originals have that with like season 1's great because everyone wants to watch the new thing.
Yeah.
And then season 2 doesn't do as well. So I think they're like, let's go straight into season 2 and 3 and it works out for the characters like ages. That's what I think.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong again. I'm just saying.
I don't know. We'll have to see. I think the ratings will keep up because again, it is an existing IP already, and it doesn't matter if you're hate watching or fan watching. Yeah. At the end of the day, on Netflix, you're watching.
Exactly. It still counts.
They're not gonna lose money because you're hate watching.
Exactly, 100%. So, you know what they say? The singers, I think it was Cardi B or something that say the haters, bro, they should keep hating because they still pay your bills, though.
Yeah, it's those people that are like, oh, the song is so annoying, blah blah. But they're the ones streaming it on Spotify.
They're the ones playing it. 100%.
They're the ones playing it.
It counts. Yeah.
The charts don't care about your hate.
I don't know. I feel
it still gets money. I
feel like as much as. Like no shade to like the actors because I think a lot of the actors are doing their best and they're doing a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
I do feel like sometimes live action adaptations could be done a bit better, and the only reason why I say is because have you watched the new Sonic movies?
Yeah.
I really like the Sonic movies. They're very fun.
Yes.
They're very, very fun. And it's not the same story as the original game.
No.
But it works brilliantly.
Because the characters still stay true to themselves despite the universe changing.
100%. It feels brilliant. I loved it. I did also like the Mario movie, but I liked Sonic more.
The Mario movie was cute. It's not what I expected.
Same.
But again, it was almost different enough for it to be its own thing while still being true to the universe,
100%,
to the source material.
Yeah,
that was I did actually enjoy that.
To be honest, I also loved the fact that they're like people were complaining that what's his name, what's the actor's name, plays Mario. Can't remember his name right now. Star-Lord, whatever his name is.
Yeah, I was gonna say the guy from the Jurassic World.
I don't know. His name is escaping me for some reason.
And I know he's got like a really like
easy name
Basic
to remember.
name.
Exactly. But anyway, I know that people were upset that he wasn't speaking the accent, the whole like, it's me, Mario. But I did like the idea that
They were
was,
normal guys.
that was like the image that they put on like,
Yeah.
he's like, it's me,
Like, that's
come and
the-
get your plumbing, you know.
yeah, that's like their character.
Yeah, I kind of like it because that's what
Yeah.
we see. We see their characters, you know. But like, there's a part
That's
of
like
Mario.
their 9 to 5.
Yeah, there's a part of Mario that we don't see. I kind of like that. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
you know, and that's why it like feels different enough to be its own universe. I genuinely want the sequel to that movie to be a Luigi's Mansion.
Same. That was going to be my only complaint is that there's not enough Luigi because I love that guy
I
so
genuinely want
much.
a Luigi's Mansion.
I love him
with my
so
whole
much.
heart, because that would be, and they should like release it during Halloween or something.
I love him so much, and a Luigi's Mansion movie would be so funny.
It would be so funny.
Oh, it'd be so funny.
I would love that.
But it has to be
Love
also
that.
like animated in like that style.
The same style.
Same
yeah.
style.
But I won't lie, I'm genuinely into
But they
Sonic.
kind of have to give him the accent though.
Yeah, I want him to still say stuff like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And I love him so much.
I really, really love Luigi's Mansion, man. Love that.
God.
But that guy who plays Luigi, that voice actor,
Yeah.
I also can't remember his name, but he's hilarious. He was also in like Horrible Bosses and stuff. I think he's perfect for Luigi because he can do those little voice things.
Yeah.
He's
I know
very-
exactly who you're talking about.
that guy. I think he's brilliant.
That guy from the conspiracy kid.
yes, that conspiracy one where he's like, he's so funny, man. I think
I love
he's
him.
brilliant.
I love him.
He's brilliant.
I do like him.
I think he's great for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I won't lie. The Sonic movies, like I loved the first one. When the second one came out, I'm like, they might ruin it. But I loved the second one because Knuckles was so cool, and Idris Elba's voice as him was brilliant. And I'm excited to see the third one because the third one has Shadow.
Yeah.
And I'm loving
Man,
it.
Shadow's so cool.
I'm loving Sonic. So it's not
Yeah.
impossible to do a live action adaptation.
A live action adaptation.
It is.
Adaptation. We don't care about adaptations, guys. We care about you trying to make it different, but not enough.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's definitely doable. It's just when you ignore certain things, it's like no. You know what I mean? Like if
You're like, do you want it to be different or not?
I mean, Sonic still loves chili dogs. He's
Yeah.
still impulsive. He's still crazy fast.
It's just in the real world.
Exactly, and he's just a little bit lonely, but he still has friends with Tails. He still reacts the
Yeah.
same way, you know. Tails is still super smart and kind of adorable, and Knuckles is still a bit thick but hella strong.
Knuckles.
You know, it's dope. It's got the right formula, you know. I think it's just, and the thing is, remember they released that weird Sonic first,
Yeah.
and we were like, no.
And they still changed it.
And
I
they
think
changed
that's
it.
so
I'm sure it cost them money.
honorable on them.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
honorable
pretty
on
sure it
them.
cost Paramount money to do that, but big ups on them for doing that. Big
Big
ups
ups
on
for
them
swallowing
for them
their pride and
yeah,
doing
for
it.
them to understand that they're not making Sonic for them.
Yes.
They're making Sonic for us.
us.
Because the thing is, the minute you go into an IP that has a life of its own, you know, you can't be making it for you and telling people no, they must accept it. You know what I'm saying? They have to.
We get you have a vision as a director, we get it.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to honor your source material.
100%.
Honor your source material.
100%.
Because without that, you wouldn't be making this in the first place.
Exactly, 100%. I really, really agree. How did you feel about the live action adaptation of Pokemon, Detective Pokemon? I loved it.
Detective Pikachu?
Yeah.
It was actually, I was scared.
I was also scared, but it was so much
but
fun.
It was so much fun. They really, really, I think that was the first live action movie that broke the curse.
Oh, it was so good.
It's proper.
The thing is, like, when people complain that no, they don't like that Ryan Reynolds was doing Pikachu, and that he was gonna be like Deadpool but Pikachu, and they don't like that. One, he was hilarious.
He was hilarious because this isn't Ash's Pikachu.
It's not Ash's Pikachu. It's just
It's
Pikachu.
a completely different Pikachu.
But on top of that, when it was revealed that he got fused with that dude's dad,
it made sense.
It made so much sense.
It
I
made
was like,
sense because it's not a talking Pikachu with a personality.
it's his
a
dad
person.
in the Pikachu.
It's a human with a person.
And that was
Pikachu,
and that was really funny. And I loved all the Pokemon. And Mewtwo was a badass in that one.
Mewtwo was fire.
Oh, it was so cool. I really, really liked that movie. And that movie had a nice cast. And I kind of hope they make a Detective Pikachu too.
Yeah, same.
I'd really like it. I'd really like more of that stuff. That was actually a really cool Pokemon movie.
I think they at least also did all the Pokemon
Justice. They looked really cool.
They didn't try to make it
like
realistic.
Too real, yeah.
They didn't try to make it based off of real animals, but they tried to make what it would look like in real life.
Yeah, I also like that.
They weren't
it
like,
still
wow,
had.
this Pikachu's gonna look like a mouse.
Yeah,
it's gonna
they didn't
be
make him
Pikachu
like
with real fur.
Yeah,
I think that's good.
I like that it still looked like, because like, you know, sometimes you see these posts of like what it would look like in real life and they look weird.
Yeah.
I like that they didn't do that. They said it's basically they took a 3D model of it
and just put realistic textures on it.
Yeah, and it looks awesome.
And it looks fire.
Like I remember
it
that
works.
there was this scene. I think it
I
was.
mean, the Charizard works.
It was a trico or something.
Yeah.
And it was like on a, cause like a trico is like a gecko, right?
Yeah.
And it was like on a glass thing, and he was sleeping, and I'm like, wow, it looked so good. It looked really, really good. Even the what's the Psyduck?
Man, the Psyduck. He had that
Psyduck.
little bit of peach fuzz. It was so
Oh
cute.
man, the Psyduck was flipping awesome. And even like when the Psyduck would like give him his foot and be like, Psy? And he's like, no, I'm not gonna give you a foot rub.
I mean, Mr. Mime.
Oh,
Mr. Mime was great.
Mr. Mime was brilliant.
Mr. Mime
Like
was
talking in sign
great.
language and stuff.
Great, absolutely great.
So funny. Even like the Gyarados where he's like kicking the Magikarp to like evolve, and then it does. It was actually quite cool. Even, you know what looked really great, and I didn't know how they were gonna do that, was the Loudreds.
Oh
With
yeah.
the Sonic and like when they were like beatboxing and stuff.
That was cool.
I was like, that's so sick. I won't lie. I really like that movie. They're not all bad.
They're not all bad.
Not all live action adaptations are bad. There are some really cool ones out there. I'll give them that.
Oof. We're not even gonna get started on the Disney ones, no.
I'm gonna leave. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan because it's very hit and miss. Like the Aladdin one, I'll give a pass.
Aladdin one was good. Things like Maleficent was good. I'll even say the Cinderella one was pretty good.
Cinderella was
The Cinderella one was
Beauty
good.
and the Beast wasn't bad. I remember watching it and thinking, yeah, okay, that was alright.
Beauty and the Beast wasn't bad. I feel maybe Emma Watson wasn't the right cast for that. But other than that,
alright.
it was good. I enjoyed the
didn't hate it, yeah.
I enjoyed the new original song.
Yeah.
That the Beast sang.
That was
Oof,
cool.
That was a. Oof, that was
cool.
a banger. That
but
song.
the Lion King one, I don't think we wanted. I didn't like the Lion
I get
King
where
one.
they were coming from. It's a very pretty movie. Don't get me wrong.
was.
They did amazingly with the movie.
It was like,
But it doesn't
mad props
translate
to the
well.
CGI.
Yeah,
and,
this is it. It
and
looks,
VFX artists, but
it looks brilliant.
there was something missing, man.
But animals just don't have expression.
It felt lifeless. Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like this. I mean, when you watch like Lion King is beautiful. It's a beautiful story full of love and fantasy and I think there was something just missing from this because they went too realistic.
I want to say it lost the Disney magic.
It lost the Disney magic. It really
lost the
did.
Disney magic.
And that's a really good way to put it. Is that a lot of these live actions are losing that Disney magic.
Yes, the thing that made it. I don't know how to explain it, but so many.
Fantastic and
you
wonderful.
can watch a new Disney movie and it can feel nostalgic.
It can feel nostalgic.
It's almost like the live actions don't have nostalgia.
I really liked Raya and the Last Dragon.
It feels nostalgic.
It had that magic.
But I mean, even I don't know if you watched Luca.
I did.
Such a wholesome little story.
Loved Luca.
Such a
I love that
little
scene
story.
where that guy. It's like one of my stickers or memes that I send
He's
to
like-
people. Yeah, where like he comes down and looks at him and he goes. I love that scene. It's so funny. Oh man, even Turning Red was good. Turning Red was brilliant.
A lot of people didn't like Turning Red.
I loved Turning
it.
Red.
I thought it was
loved it.
so sweet. I think it stayed very true to traditions.
And even
stuff
the
like that.
2000s aesthetic. Oh,
Right.
I loved it.
And the boy band.
The boy
band put out
boy
bangers.
band. You
I
know
never met nobody like you.
Oh, so good. And
Oh,
like,
that song's such a banger.
you know that they actually like performed live. The actual.
Yes.
I was like, they're real.
Yes. I did
So
see that.
cool.
It was so cool.
I won't lie. I really liked it. Stuff like that is great, but live actions that we didn't ask for that feels weird and forced, like the Snow White one that was like a nightmare. Everyone knows about the Snow White like tea, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, that one was not good.
That one's oof.
Ooh, Rachel Zegler and the whole issue with like them changing the story and saying that no, it's not about love anymore, and it was a train smash, man.
I think, when it comes to the live action Little Mermaid, a lot of people had an issue with the race change. When you watch it,
It feels okay.
you watch it, what disappoints you is, I don't know how to explain it, but it looks washed out.
Oh, yeah?
Again, it feels like it's just lost at Disney. you know, you couldn't care less what the mermaid looks like.
Yeah, yeah.
You couldn't care less what Ariel looks like.
Yeah.
But
Was
it just looks.
Was King Triton in the film?
Yeah, he was. Do you know who Javier Bardem is?
Yeah, yeah.
I think he was Javier Bardem.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's
And I
cool.
love that guy too.
Yeah, he's dope. That's really cool.
But everything just looked washed out. It almost looked. You know, when you watch the animated movie, you're like, wow, it's so colorful. Under the Sea looks so cool. And it just looks really like
Plain.
and very like washed out, very cloudy, like the sea isn't clean that day or
I
something.
know.
And again, it just looks very
Do you know why
drab.
I take issue with that? Because remember the Avatar Blue People, the second one? The water scenes look amazing.
Commercial break.
I have a list of live actions that Disney should make live action.
Oh no.
They're good though.
Okay.
Like my top one,
Yeah.
Treasure Planet. I think it would translate brilliantly to a live action. They can do all the
hear me out.
CG stuff and
Hear-
in space.
Hear me out.
It'll be like Pirates of the Caribbean, but Treasure Planet. Can
me
you
out.
imagine?
Jim Hawkins, Timothy Chalamet.
Dude,
Hear me out.
I'm so keen. I was like, oh, what if they could really make a movie?
That would really be good.
That would be because also like people are upset about the whole like Johnny Depp thing and
Yeah.
Treasure Planet would be like the successor to Pirates of the
Treasure
Caribbean.
Planet would be great.
So I think it would be sick, man.
And you know, if they could get the guy who plays Barbosa
Yeah.
to play, I can't remember what his name is, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, Flint.
Flint.
Yeah.
If they could get him to play Flint, oh,
That would be cool. That would be really good. I think, and like the robot arm, dude,
Oh.
and like they can like go ham with the CG stuff. I think it would be really, really cool.
Yeah.
That one is number one on my list. Number two is a movie that's very dear to me, but I think was like slept on. Sinbad.
isn't Sinbad DreamWorks?
I don't know if it is, but that's a movie that should be live actioned.
Agreed.
Sinbad was so cool.
Agreed. But I'm pretty sure that's DreamWorks.
Also the same aesthetic of like pirates and stuff and.
Okay, but if we're talking that, imagine a Road to El Dorado
Road to
live
El Dorado
action.
was next. Road to El Dorado is my third.
Again, I think those are DreamWorks ones.
Oh, but they're good though.
They are fire.
They're good.
Fire.
Those
I
would
do
be
love
good
those.
live actions. Another one is after Road to El Dorado is this one. Okay, it might be bad, but they had to do it right. They had to do it like they did the Avatar Blue People. Atlantis. I'd really love to see that in
An
live
Atlantis
action.
series.
Oh my god, yes. Yes on every level. With the like blue like lights when like when they like use
But
the
who would be
stone and
Milo?
stuff. I have an idea of who would make a good Milo, but some people might argue with me. Have you watched not Prince of Egypt, have you watched Gods of Egypt? Have you seen the Titans TV show?
Yeah.
There's the guy who acts as the live action.
Yeah.
The guy who acts as Nightwing.
Okay.
I think he would be a great Milo.
Okay.
I think he would be dope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take notes.
Yeah, I think like those would be really great live actions.
Yeah.
Because the Treasure Planet one, why that one's my number one, is it'll translate
so well.
phenomenally.
Oh, you could do some really good
Phenomenally.
VFX of that stuff.
Beautiful scenes, crazy, gorgeous.
Oh, and flying through space.
Space, my dude, and like the sails and like it's good, it's so good. that map and the glowing thing with the map.
Even the moon. The moon station.
You know, and like you don't even. The thing is with Treasure Planet is like they had like those people who are like other races.
Yeah.
But like they're like dog and like cat.
Cat and
You don't
stuff,
even
yeah.
have to have that.
You can still have people.
You can still have people.
You can still have plain straight up people.
You don't even have to have weird CGI people. Just have them as people. It'll be dope.
Yeah.
But you have to have the little group thing.
Yeah, you have.
Because
That guy can't be a person.
That's adorable.
That guy can't be a person.
And
Sorry.
the CGI on that would be sick. Like it's like kind of see through, but kind of
Yeah.
not. I think it would be really, really cool. That would be a movie. That would be like a blockbuster movie. Like you see it in the space, and it's like all stars and dark and
That
gray
would
lights.
be great. Oh.
And you're like sailing on like the nebula, dude, fire.
That would be fire.
That would be so cool. That's why I'm like, nah, they're remaking the wrong ones, dude.
I mean, they're remaking Lilo and Stitch.
I mean,
I'm kind of scared to see how
I don't
Stitch
want.
is gonna look.
I'm scared. They're gonna ruin it.
I'm kind of scared to see how Stitch is gonna
good,
look.
man. As is, then they're never gonna be able to replicate that. They target the wrong ones. I'm telling you.
I mean, they target the classics. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I get why, because the classic. It's again, they're not doing it because they want to make something stunning.
It's the
'cause
ones
they
that's
know-
made the most money.
They know
Yeah.
that it's famous, and they know
Yeah.
that people love it, and they know that people are going to want to see what they've done with it. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, hate watching. Even if you hate watch it,
hate
it's still watching it.
Exactly.
You're still
100%.
buying a ticket unless you're doing illegal things.
Speaking of Disney, though, I'm really excited for the Tron 3 movie.
You see, again,
I love Tron.
that we can do. That's easy.
really,
That-
really love Tron.
I have no worries. No worries about that.
You know,
I have no worries that they're gonna
thing
do that dirty.
My thing about Tron is that I feel every Tron film that we've seen, even the animated TV show that was on Disney,
Before it's time.
always before it's time.
Before it's time.
always so good, and I love it, and people don't appreciate it when it's out.
Yes.
And then after it's passed, they're like, actually, that was pretty dope, and you're like, no kidding.
No kidding.
Always.
Why aren't we living this life right now?
Like, I always feel bad because I'm like, they just missed the time.
Yes.
And it's not like
it's not,
Disney's fault.
yeah.
Because
it's
and,
just,
and that's why they keep making Tron stuff like after a good couple of years, because of the hype of all the Tron stuff.
yeah.
It's
yeah.
a shame, but I'm really excited for Tron because I really like Tron.
No, same. Same. I'm pretty keen for it.
Oh man, so excited. Anyway,
How do you feel about the live action Moana that's coming up?
I think it's too soon.
Same.
We just watched Moana. We're
Same.
only now getting a sequel of like the original. I think it's way too soon.
I also feel like it's way too soon to
think
get it.
it's-
And I
it's
feel like, what kind of
very,
sequel are
very-
we going to get?
Very, very early, yeah.
What sequel are we going to get?
Do you know what I'd like? I'd like a live action adaptation of what's it? Princess and the Frog.
Yes and no.
I'd like one. I
would like one, but that movie's so near and dear to my heart.
The thing
It's
is, it
maybe
was
my
so
number
good.
one movie from Disney.
It was really, really good.
And I would be way too scared to see what they do with
They're
it.
definitely screwed up though.
Because I don't want them to make, when they're frogs, I don't want them to make.
Well, yeah, there's like a whole part where they're frogs.
I mean, they're frogs for like the majority
whole
of the movie.
yeah.
I
No,
don't
wait,
want
hold
them.
on.
I don't want them to make them look like frogs. I want them to be live action cartoony frogs,
Yeah, that would be cool.
cartoony looking frogs,
Cartoony-looking frogs.
not like realistic looking frogs. No.
Yeah, no, I agree.
No.
I'd also like them to be cartoony frogs.
That
'Cause
would be great.
The thing is, and this is the problem with I think a lot of these live action. I'm gonna go back to the Sonic thing, is that we don't need it to be too realistic. It can be
Stylistic.
cartoony, but still in our world. That's
Yes, it just needs to sit in our. But I mean, okay.
fine. Like Sonic still has those massive eyes and whatever.
You
It's
don't even-
not very anatomically correct, but it looks awesome.
But you don't even need that. Think about Mary Poppins, live action, 2D animations.
2D
Lived
animation.
in the world.
9-9.
Lived in the world.
It looks great. It doesn't have to be perfectly real.
Yes.
You know, because I think when you try to make something too real, it starts to feel awkward. It's still a fantasy. It's still an escapism kind of reality that we're watching. We have that suspense of disbelief, you know?
I mean-
which is why I always respect things like sci-fis.
Yeah.
When they make aliens look weird and stuff, is because we'll accept it. It's
yeah,
a movie.
it's a movie.
We don't have to actually know how does he
How?
have that many eyes.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
We don't have to look at a xenomorph and be like, but how does he see? Where's his eyes?
Exactly. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It doesn't,
matter. We don't have to be like, but how does he grow so big in a day? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
we
matter.
don't care.
Yeah, as long as
As long as he's cool to look
we
at.
suspend our disbelief instantly, and I
Yeah.
think that's a phenomenal thing. You know what I'm saying? That's a fantastical element of entertainment. That they're like so scared that they want it to be real.
You have to understand that people don't think that much.
They don't
into it.
think.
It's not that deep.
It's not that deep.
It's
We'll
not
watch.
that. A very small portion of people would be like, that's not actually how
And-
starships work.
And you know how
stuff
everyone
like,
else will
no.
say it's a movie.
Yeah, and everyone else would be like, yeah, that's not exactly how aliens are born either. But
Yeah.
here we are.
It's a movie, man.
It's a movie.
I mean, like the amount of times we've watched like films where they're like, there's no way he had that many like bullets in his gun or whatever.
Yeah.
And we're like, it's a movie, dog. He probably like reloaded off screen. Doesn't matter.
You know how many times I look, someone will be like, oh, how does this even, happen and things like that. And I'm like, there's literally a talking animal and you're worried about this being the realistic thing.
Like what you need to think
Bruh.
of is it's like a book, dude. The book doesn't say he shot 5 shots and then reload.
And then he reload-
He just shot, bro.
He just shot.
Shot all the guys in the room. Doesn't matter how.
That just reminds me. Okay, well, I'm going to go back to the Princess and the Frog thing.
Yeah.
It would make a good live action, but can you imagine Louis in live action?
I don't think I can.
I don't think.
I can't imagine Dr. Facilier in live action though.
Yes.
That I can see.
That I can imagine.
That's why my brain's like, that would look cool.
And you know
I can see him.
You know who I'd love to play Charlotte? I don't know if you know who Dove Cameron is.
Oh yeah.
She would
Dove
make
Cameron
such
would
a
be
cute
great.
Charlotte.
Dove Cameron would be great.
Oof. I don't know who would be a Tiana though. I'm not sure who would be a Tiana.
I have an idea, but it's not because I think she's perfect for the roles, because I just think she's dope. What's this girl's name? She was in Nope.
Lupita.
No. Was it Nope? No, it's not. No. Nope was the one with the alien. Not Lupita. You know,
Kiki Palmer. Yes.
I love her. I think she'd be so good in that movie.
Man, I never really had a liking for Kiki Palmer until that movie. I was like, she's so dope.
She's so cool.
She's dope, and she's so unhinged on her social media.
I know. I love how unhinged she is.
So unhinged.
She's so real. I genuinely would have loved her to be like Princess Tiana. I think she'd be brilliant.
Yeah, she would be a pretty good Tiana.
I think so. But I don't know how they do the frogs though.
I don't know how they do the frogs, and I'd be scared to see how they do an alligator that's supposed to be chunky and jovial and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Without making him look scary.
It'll be difficult, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like there was that Lyle crocodile movie.
I haven't watched it, but I do love Constance Wu.
I haven't seen it either, but I did see how they made the crocodile, and it's not bad.
Yeah, he's a pretty cute-looking crocodile.
Yeah, cute-looking crocodile. So it's possible.
I haven't meant to watch it because, like I said, I do really have a soft spot for Constance Wu. Shame.
Yeah.
She's very sweet. I do like her.
Definitely. So there are good ones. I think it's just about how they go about it. You know, making sure it just feels right. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
We said this before. Just do better.
Just do better, man. Just you know what? Don't worry about the money, dude. I think it's very easy to say, but it needs to be like this, and it needs to be like, forget that. Make something.
Yeah.
Make something for the sake of making something. The money will come.
The money will come.
It sounds like terrible advice.
The money will come because people are so tired of all these rehashings.
100%. I mean,
people are dying for original content now.
I mean, it's terribly bad advice for a business. But it's fantastic advice to make a masterpiece. I mean, I just watched Dune Part 2. And I know that it's a remake of the original Dune and it's a book. But there's so much passion in the way they make that film.
Every little detail was looked at.
It's like almost like they spent as much money as possible. And they were like, I'm telling you it'll be great. And it's so good.
Can I tell you the one rule Dune followed that a lot of movies don't follow these days?
Yeah.
Every frame a picture.
It's so beautiful.
Every frame a picture.
They had so many. There was this one part in the movie that's like, it feels very Gladiator, because it's like a whole like Gladiator fight.
Yeah.
And it's got like Austin Butler, I think his name is. Is it Austin Butler?
I think so. Yeah. Austin Butler.
I don't know why.
The guy who acted as Elvis.
Yeah. I don't know why it's sounding weird as I say it, but anyway, he was in the scene and he was brilliant. By the way. The way he like did his voice in this movie, excellent. But he was in it, and like they shot it in like black and white and like infrared as well, and it looks so intense. Like you can tell that in another movie they're like, no, that's too expensive, just run it normal.
Yeah,
you know. But they went out of their way to make this film feel like an experience, like a cinematic experience. Like even like the parts where they hit the ground to like call the worm, they have this like intense bass boom. And you're just like, ooh, you know, it's so good. It's such a good film, and I can tell you for free, it wasn't cheap.
Yeah.
It wasn't cheap. They put
100%.
as much effort as possible to make that film feel like Dune.
Yes.
The sand, the everything.
You're there when you're watching it.
Them, you know, like there were so many times in the movie where I was like, whoa, you know, and it wasn't even like that big a deal. They just shot like a thing out of the sky.
Yeah.
But it was such a good scene. You know, they make you feel it because they put passion in that film. And it's the same thing we felt for the second Avatar movie that came out, The Blue People. What was it called? Way of Water. Way of Water. Same thing. It's such an engrossing cinematic movie with passion, you know?
Yeah.
And when you see these things that people are making these days that are just for the sake of making, like, you know, that new Madam Web movie that didn't do well, it doesn't feel it. You can see it was just made just to make money, not to make a masterpiece.
I feel so bad because Dakota Johnson's our gem.
Yeah, shame, dude. She didn't deserve. You know, they lied to her. They told her that it was an MCU movie that she was going to be doing, and it's not an MCU movie. Genuinely, yeah. She genuinely believed that she was going into the MCU.
Man, she's unbothered though. She's living unbothered, unfazed by it. I'll be honest.
More power to her, dude.
Yeah, she's living unbothered
that movie
by
wasn't
it.
it, bro. It was. They say it's worse than Morbius.
She's like, it is what it is.
Ugh,
You know,
terrible.
can't live your life looking back at mistakes.
Yeah, true that. I think it's possible to make fantastic films. You just have to be willing to try.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be willing to ignore the clutter of this agenda and this is easy and, you know, this was quickly written and we need to make a movie by now. You need to be able to say, this is what I want.
Yes,
You know?
I'm proud of this.
This is the story. This is the direction I need to take it in. You have to be one of those snobby, you know.
You have to be one of those directors.
One of those directors who are snobby and want things the way they want them. Because I think that's how you make a fantastic film.
Facts.
Is you don't cave onto to all these producers and what do you call the people like Netflix and stuff? There's a word for it. The companies.
The distributors? No, not the distributors.
There's a word for it. People say the basically the people who are paying for the thing.
Yeah.
There's a word for it. I can't remember right now, but like, you know, basically your companies, like if Netflix is making the film, a good example would be that One Piece thing. You know, be stuck in your ways.
Yes.
Say no, I don't want these changes.
It needs to be like this.
Yeah, and like in defense of the people, the creators of the Avatar show, they had to leave the show.
Yeah,
you know,
because
but that's a
Netflix wouldn't budge and they wouldn't budge.
A clear indication that there was something wrong there. You shouldn't be making something with the intent to change it. You know.
Yes.
Because like if you make a dish, like you're cooking, and you say, I want to make chicken biryani, but I'm not going to use chicken and I'm not going to use rice. And at that point, you're like, why are you making chicken biryani?
Why are you making chicken biryani then?
Make whatever you want to make.
Yeah.
Make something else. It's fine, but don't call it chicken biryani.
Don't call it chicken biryani.
You're going to be offending like every Indian on the planet. You know? So like, I think that's the key takeaway. If you want to make something, make that thing. Even if it is with a little bit of extra spice or whatever that you have in there, but make that thing.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Don't try to make something else and then give it that name, because that's not what we want. Yeah.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Anyway, we have spoken.
We have spoken.
And that is the law. So, yeah. What a try.